have to.
with the day life. Hey, hey. It is 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to the House of Chair Girls Live Show.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm just trying to share on Facebook. Searching. Trying to search. Where are we?
Hi, hope you're all doing great. Thank you for joining if you're able to make it here today. It's a little bit out of schedule today. Again, it's a Saturday, and we decided to go live today instead of our regular Sunday shows. So we do appreciate you for coming and hope you're preparing for the holiday or you're enjoying the holiday season. I should say it that way. Thanks again. If you're joining us, let us know where you're joining us from. Pump us some hearts because we love
Okay.
those.
Yeah, I was able to share the live online. Hello, everyone. Welcome and happy holiday or Merry Christmas, depending on whatever phrase you use in whatever place you are around the world. So, Merry Christmas.
Awesome. Thank you. I see we have 3 people watching. Pump up some hearts. Let's know where you're watching us from and we can begin the show. Let me go to the comment section so I can see if we have any comments. So again, one of the special things about today's show, again, I just thought of it and I was like, hey, let's make this happen. Is the whole idea that it's the end of almost the end of year. We are 1 week away from 2023. And I just believe that it is the right time for us to show grace, right? To be grateful. In as much as, yes, the title of our show today, we say happy holidays, and we want to talk about some of the things in life that will humble us as human beings. But again, today I wanted us to just I own no rights to this song, but it's a song that has been in my head. It's one of the old Cameroonian legacy songs, and I just think that it would be nice if we can just listen to it as we talk through. And again, maybe it's going to trigger you to be grateful for something that you've probably not paid too much attention to. So, and this song is the Mave Wangan by Labil. It is an amazing song. Hopefully, my mic will be able to catch it. Ice, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear that. And while the song is going, let me grab a drink for myself, a bottle of water.
That's good. No, fine. No problems. So this song is just to remind you of the little things that God has done for you, and just so you should be grateful. It's important to create time and be grateful. So, hopefully, you can use this moment to think about the little things. Tu es le roi de rois, tu es l'espoir de ma foi. Azambe ma veuve gagner. Yep, we always ask too much from God and we forget to thank Him for the little ones that He's given us. Encore et encore. It's so beautiful to feel your love. Just enjoy your love. À travers ma famille, à travers mes amis. Garde ma vie, je te dis merci. Yeah. Je te dis merci. Oui, je te remercie. Oui, je te remercie, Seigneur. Again, it's that time of the year for us to be grateful, not only for the big things that happen in our lives, but also for the tiny little things, for the fact that we're able to wake up today, for the fact that you're able to join us online. And that's why we decided to play this song in the background and just because the truth is, it is not by our grace, it is by God's grace. Je ne suis rien, je ne comprends rien, je ne peux rien. Laisse-moi te dire merci à ma manière, Seigneur. In whichever tiny little way, it's okay. Just say thank you to the Lord because it is His grace. Hey, thank you, Ngwangwa Catherine, for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, so sometimes we forget to think about the blessings that we have. And my hope is that for anyone who happens to stumble on this video and listen to it, it's going to trigger something in you to think of the little things that God has done for you and be grateful. And whatever super spirit you believe in, be it your ancestors, but if you believe in any higher power, it is important to say thank you. So that was the goal of this song at the beginning of the show. The past couple of years have been very scary years. From 2022, 2020, 2021, 2022, they've been very challenging years. Strange things have happened. We have lost loved ones. People have been laid off their jobs, not because they are not good, but just because of the way the economy is. So those are some of the things that we kind of fail to be grateful for. And I hope that this song reminded you to show some love, to be grateful for the little things that happen in our lives. Thanks again. And that was Marvel Wangan by Labil. Thank you so much. So we come to the end of the song and the gratefulness. Thanks to all of you. Again, thanks again, Guangwa Catherine, for participating. Thank you so much. Yeah. So today on the show, if you look at the description of the show or the flyers that we sent out, we want to talk about the situations in life that humble us. You know how we say it in Pidgin, this life will humble you. Right. We just want to talk again. We are coming to the end of the year. Christmas is tomorrow, or for some people it's already Christmas. And we just want to be able to look at some of those things that we have felt like, hey, we have control over. Then all of a sudden, by the blink of an eye, everything is the other way, not as expected. So we just thought that that was something nice for us to talk about, something that can actually just be a simple reminder to us that as we grow up learning that man proposes and God disposes, but we want to be flexible enough in order to just abide, to align with what God has planned for us and live life without necessarily being bitter. So, I'm not sure with all the singing and stuff. I doubt if I even gave you the opportunity to say hello to everyone.
That's fine. It was a song of gratitude. It was great. I love the song. Just want to say hello to everybody. Thanks for joining. And I'm in the Christmas spirit already. I'm my red and green and black and the Christmas tree right behind me. Just trying to fill my spirit with that. And I hope you all are having a good time as well. Fulfilled, no matter the situation, grateful no matter the situation, feeling accomplished at some to a certain extent, no matter the situation, because just the fact that you can breathe in the morning is an accomplishment. That should not be taken for granted. So I hope you're having a good time, and I hope we have a good time and feel humbled at the end of this show because whatever you do, life is going to make you humble, no matter your situation. So let's ride on.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for the intro, Ice. That is true. And again, the way we normally run the show is okay, we pick a topic, then we talk about it, we might share stories and give some examples of the situations in life that actually humbled us. And so that is the goal today. And remember, you're welcome to share your thoughts. You're welcome to share in the comments what are some of the things that you thought you had total control of, right? And all of a sudden things just changed and you're like, oh, how do they call it, my village people are coming against me. Like my village people are coming against me and stuff like that. Just a common adage used, not necessarily, it doesn't literally mean that. But again, so we just want to share some of those experiences. And if I may start, if you followed the show last week where we had Charles Conge on, who were talking about different things. And one of the things that I happen to have talked about was like growing up as a girl child in a cultural, in the kind of culture we have back in Cameroon. And I always use this example because I will not lie to you. I went to church in my early 20s and I prayed to God and I just knew that, hey, I think I would describe myself as I'll say I was a good child. I knew God. I was aware. Yes, I had my own little things I would do like any other growing kid, but I was pretty aware of God in my life at a very young age, which I've lived with till now. So even in the times where I've sinned and fallen short, I am aware that there is a bigger power out there that I need to call on to. So I'm one person that believes a lot in prayers, right? I believe that if I want it, if I need something, I can go to God and I'll pray and things will happen that way. And when I became mature and I got into my early 20s, like 21 upward, one of my wishes I always went to, again, I was a morning mass girl. I was the kind of girl that would go to morning mass and read in church and sing in church. That has always been. So I always believed that God will listen to me and I will pray my rosary and I will say my wishes. And I knew for sure that, hey, I've been asking God for the past years that I want to be married and have 3 kids. But so I want to be married by 25, and my desire will be to have 3 kids. And there was nothing that could convince me that that dream will not come true. Right? Nothing could really convince me. I knew for sure that, hey, this was life. Like in my head, by the time I was 25, I was completing my master's degree. I was rounding up my master's degree. In my head, I knew I was going to meet my Mr. Right around the same time. And by the time I'm doing my PhD, we're probably going to get married and I'll finish my PhD and have my 3 kids and life goes on. That is how I built my life in my head. But my life did not happen anything close to that. Like nothing close. The first thing is that at that 25, I just got pregnant. Like it was not, it's not like that had always been my wish. My wish was to get married, not to get pregnant. But you see, life happens, right? And I'm like, oh God, what is this? What do I do with this? What am I going to do? How is this going to change things for me? But again, as we say, man proposes and God disposes. So to me, this was one of those situations in life that it just brought me to realization that sometimes in life we ask for things, we pray for things, and other things happen. Right? Sometimes nothing even happens, and you sit there and you're wondering, like, huh? What the heck? Like, what happened? So to me, that was a very humbling situation. That was me. It just gave me that message at that time in my life that yes, in as much as you're close to God, you pray to God, you ask God for these things, He can decide to give you something else because you're asking for these specific things line by line. You have all these line items and you're asking God for them. It doesn't necessarily mean that He's going to give you those exact things. And to me, that was a boost in my faith. Life changed and things actually changed. My perspective about prayer and requesting things from God did change a lot as well. So to me, I always just think of this example. And when we talked about this topic, I was like, yes, this is one thing that for sure I definitely need to share. And yes, Ice, let's go to you before I come to my next humbling situation. And please let us know in the comments if you have any of those kinds of situations. Share with us. We are willing to read out your comments.
Really, so life go humble you.
Yep.
That's how we say it. I've, for me, generally, I think I was being humbled at every situation when I feel like that arrogance was about to step in. My parents, my mom was like, she will be that humbling tool for me. So because I'm saying this because there are certain things that I always wanted as a child. I always want to compare. I like to compare myself with the best and not the worst. So if there's a situation, I'm like, hey, I want this. And she's like, you cannot have it. I'm like, but this other person do have it, and I feel like you're better off to provide that compared to. She'll be like, no, you're not getting it. I'm like, you're not getting this because you don't need it. So that perspective, that I just want to say that value that she instilled in us at very like as kids stayed with us, but reality hits. What does that mean? What does life go humble you mean? Reality is gonna hit you and you're gonna accept that. And really at every stage or every goal that I set, always because when you think of something, when you have a dream, when you have something that you want, you have that vision in your mind, which is good. It's good to have those visions and leave them in your mind before they come to reality. And traveling out of Cameroon was one of those humbling situations. I remember when I got my admission to go to Germany, I was like, I'm getting to Germany. I'm gonna get myself a car. I'm gonna save myself this cute apartment. I'm just gonna live that life. So I thought going to Germany the first 6 months I'll be able to afford a car and all that. Hey, but my first 6 months I was still looking for a job and actually begging for a job and knowing that in that country where I couldn't speak the language, I could just survive by the little German that I spoke was really humbling. So after looking at people who traveled abroad and came back home, and you're looking at this person now, you don't stay for one man country for a while. Like, is this all you can do? So that reality had to set in. I'm like, hey, look at my friends who are living in Germany. I was looking at my friends who were living in Germany at that time, and really coming to accept the fact that it is not like we think. It takes you at least 10 years. Some people are lucky. It takes you like 10 years for you to settle in and start living that dream life. So that 6 months timeline I gave myself, I was greatly humbled by that. Like, hey, I was still catching the train, and sometimes when as a student in Germany, we got train tickets. So when if I didn't renew my train ticket early, I'll have to hop on the train and just steal that ride. So you catch the train, you go clean, you go work in a trade fair, you're looking for that job to clean tables, go work in a warehouse. They ask you if you can speak German, say something and respond something else because you just memorize the phrase. So life will humble you. And that
Yes.
happened to me. And I'm happy because I always say every experience, bad experience is an education that you're getting. So
Yeah.
I'm happy I faced that reality.
Yeah, awesome. Think of your. I know you have more examples. Think of them while we look at the comment section. I see Tembo LG is there. Sean is like, yes, the whole. He gives an example of starting a business. If you know for how long I have thought of start. Okay, I'm going to start a business, and I'm sure that Leo is bringing this up because it's something that for it's almost 3 years now we've talked of starting a business, and in our heads we just knew that hey, we're going to start a business and we can make our own money. We'll stop working for people and we'll create a family business and just do our thing. But again, this is the third year and we are still talking about it. Yes, baby steps
Just
are
to
happening.
pick up on Tembo's LG's comment, picky truck. I remember that was
Oh,
one of the things that I thought
okay.
about. I'm going to go travel to Germany, get a van, put the name of my company is going to be Picky, and I'll go around pick stuff and ship them back to Cameroon. I just make
Oh, I
extra
didn't
money,
understand what he
and
meant by that. Okay.
so that was the dream, and it never happened. I was picking stuff and trying to make up my apartment with some of them. So
Yep, you see, that is it. Yeah. So again, we set all the big expectations for ourselves. We say, hey, we're going to do this. And the whole idea is we don't want to it's okay to set dreams, to set goals, right? To have those expectations and to work towards them. But just as Ice explained it, some life will just reality will hit you. So even
yep.
when we are setting these expectations, sometimes we want to I don't know the word to use because when if I use that word, it's going to contradict me at the same time. In as much as I'm one person that I want to write down my goals. I want to say, hey, next year I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do that, and the truth is when you look at it, and that's why I like writing things down, because when you look at it next year in 2023, you look at all the things that you've not been able to do in 2022. Sometimes it's okay, but sometimes as you use the word arrogance, right? It is the arrogance in which we feel like, hey, we are in control. Hey, I got this, right? Coming to America was like, hey, man, you know what? I go that country now, not be now America. Give me give me in the next maximum 5 years, I'll buy a house, I'll come to Cameroon, I'll do things, I'll be able to like this. I think that just like everyone, I don't think that these things go on only in my mind. I think that there's a lot of people out there who think like this, who especially when you travel out of the country, we always, because considering the way our country is, the state of affairs in Cameroon, we know that there is no equal opportunity for everyone. People have to just the man, no man is there, just like it's in any other part of the world, but things are not as so we go out to look for opportunities, right? So for anybody that gets into a plane and is going to another country, the plan is always like, hey, give me this, I'll be back. And I want come back,
Hmm.
yeah, things like that. We said all those things, but then you get to your destination and you realize that you don't even have a place to sleep. You start wishing that you could go back to that your bed in Cameroon. All those things will hit you. Then you get to now think of why you are even out there. And that is when you start realizing that humility is what is going to make you succeed. And yeah,
But
procrastination is another killer. That's
yeah, just to add to that, based on what I'm seeing, the LG just commented, we all set all these big expectations, and it's always good to set big expectations and have the vision in your mind. For me, that part, that visual reality in your brain is
Mhm.
very important. And when you look at this book, The Secret, I always talk about this book by Rhonda Bynes. The Secret is a good book that kind of pushes you to think big, to dream big, and set the reality in your mind. It's always good to set high expectations because when you go halfway, it is still a great
Still good
achievement.
enough.
So, yes, still good enough. So, don't be scared to say, hey, I'm not going to set this big expectation because reality is just going to happen. Reality might happen in a very good way. Who knows? Right? So,
It will just hit you right in the face. The way the thing
yeah.
happens sometimes is just like another thing that I always think about. You know how when we travel to the US, we are all hustling, right? Again, considering that, again, for my example, not having educational background here, then have to come and go to school. We have to do all the survival jobs. Then finally, you learn a skill. And in my head, I'm that one person that will go online, go onto Google and type how much does this make, how much does a Salesforce developer make. Then I look at those figures and stuff. Even before I even get to that part of it, I remember when I just got to the US and I got my first job. It was about a $12 an hour job, and this is me excited. I cannot wait. I calculate my number of days that I have worked. That I've worked like within the, I think they used to pay us bi-weekly. So I'll calculate that, okay, I worked this number of days this week, and I calculate my hours from whatever hour. It shows that the minimum I've worked, there were days I even worked 9 hours. Then I would take that, let's say I did 40 hours a week. Then I will say, okay, if I have to do 2 weeks, I take the 40 hours times two. So 2 weeks, then I'll take 80 hours times 12, right? And that money is already in my head. But the day I got my first paycheck, you know how you see your first money and you're happy? I cried. I teared up because the
Yeah,
money
after
was
all
not
the
even close
taxation.
to what I was expecting, right?
Yeah.
So this is me taking my $12, calculating that, okay, I've signed a contract to be paid $12 an hour. Then I take 12 times 80. And in my mind, that is what I'm supposed to see on that paycheck. Little did I know about all the little shenanigans that get done in the background before they even pay you. And, and I'm like, oh God, this is what I get. This is
Yeah.
not okay. And again, those are some of those things that just come, you're setting expectations. I already had my plans for what I wanted to do with the money. I already knew how much I was going to send home. Knew how much I was going to buy this, I was going to buy that. But man, money was not close to it, not at all.
That's yeah, that's great. Yeah, that yeah, everybody I know, I even take it and I even convert it to the CFL, converted to CFL, and I just feel good that hey, this is like 2 million. And I just like, hey, I have 2 million francs. But then so I'm just thinking about something came to my mind and I just blacked out. Like so I took an Uber to I remember. I took an Uber in DC this weekend. And with that Uber driver, this lady we had because we put in the wrong address, so we spent like an hour in her car, and we started talking about expectations and the end of year like achievements, then resolutions that people are already setting up, and people have written down those things already. I have mine already. And she said she doesn't know why women always do this to themselves. Um, oh, by this time next year, I'm gonna have my sexy body, my summer body. So then just let me eat for this 1 week of holidays. And knowing that, hey, by summer, when summer 2023 hits, I'm going to storm the beach with that sexy body. And guess what? When that summer 2023 comes, you have like an extra something lying on your back. So, like, it's just, but then what am I trying to say? It's always good to set those expectations because that's what pushes you to go towards a direction. That's a kind of consciousness. You're conscious about your body, not in a bad way, because just being a little bit chubby is not a bad thing. That's not
LG, LG says
it's
that one hit home.
yes, being a little bit chubby is not a bad thing at all because beauty has been categorized in slim, sexy ways. No, you can have a big anything. I don't want to call any body part. You can have a big anything and still be sexy. Sexiness is confidence. That's a new sexy. It's confidence. So just keep setting up your dreams. Let that when reality hits, it can hit in the right way. And even if the goal you don't achieve the goal, you didn't achieve the goals that you set, yeah, you're gonna learn something from it. You're gonna pick up yourself and be better when you do it the next time. So keep pushing.
Awesome. Let's take a few comments. And I see LG
Oh
said, okay,
wow.
the taxes. We always forget that um, the taxes are gonna they're gonna hit us with taxes, right? Considering that we where we come from, it's really not something that. Anyway, I don't know. I really never worked in Cameroon, so I don't know how taxes are cut. In Cameroon, I was an entrepreneur. I was not. I was not an employee. I was not an employee in Cameroon, so I wonder how that worked there. But the tax thing hit me hard here, and and it's true. You see what LG says. They say if someone says I'm making 250K a year, right? Sometimes you just the tendency is we tend to feel like that's what you get, that's what you bring home. No,
Hell
I
no.
was listening to one of these Ramsey stuff yesterday. I just came across it, and someone called the show and they're like, "Hey, I make 100K, yeah." And the guy that was asking, like, "Hey, what do you take home? I don't want to know your gross. I don't want to know what you take home."
Take
And
home.
he was
Yeah.
so insistent on the take home, and which is something that we really fail to pay attention to a lot as well, because we go and we say, "Hey, this is what I make." We set expectations. Yes, you've gotten the six-figure job. Hey, you've done this, everything is fine. I remember just before I even went back to saying that salary example, I remember when I finally upskilled and I was gonna get a Salesforce job. In my mind, I knew I thought of everything in the world that I could do with $100,000. I thought of everything. I imagined that I could buy my dream car. I was going to buy I'm a small house kind of person, a nice condominium, kind of small, nice townhouse or condominium for my daughter and I. We're going to live nice. Again, the biggest thing for me was my dream car. And I thought that was something I could get in the next couple of months. But man, no, no, life doesn't happen like that. It is a shock. Yes, I signed a paper. When I started, you sign a paper and you're like, oh man, finally I hit the six-figure thing. Then you're thinking, like, this six-figure thing, I'm gonna roll the world, man. I'm on top of it. And by the time you realize it, the whole year goes by and you're still not able to do much. right? It's not like you just take that money, and even if they take the 250K, no, you make 250K for salary, you finally go home with like 180. Now, let's even use the most common one, the 100K, the six figure, the 100,000. Somebody tells you to sign a contract for 100,000, and you finally go home with like 75 or $80,000, right? You realize that it's not as we think. So those are some of the things that actually, the reality, as King says, a reality which again we just need to stop believing it doesn't go away. That's true.
Yeah. So, but we're in the Christmas period. We cannot keep talking about life with Kid Home. Tell me one fun Christmas thing that you had growing up. So, we're on a Chris. This is Christmas Eve. As you can see, I'm drinking a drink that I made. I want to
What's
talk
that
a little bit
called?
about my
Ice?
drink.
Is that ice
It's
on the
a
stage?
No, this is Ice on the Beach comes later at night. This is a bourbon whiskey with black olives, a slice of dried lemon, and some cinnamon, a cinnamon stick that gives the flavor. So it's a very rich, just in the spirit of
The spirit of
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yes.
Awesome. Nice. And again, it's a spirit of Christmas. If you know me a little bit, you know that I'm a gift lover. I always look for reasons for people to gift me stuff.
Yeah, but
And
let's take it back home a little bit. Christmas, like I
what do
know
you
we
miss?
are what do you not what you miss, not really what I miss about Christmas, but how the preparation for Christmas. For me, that was very interesting because that's when we did a lot of deep cleaning.
Yep.
Those carpets were being washed,
The
the
walls
walls
of the
walls were
house.
clean. So Christmas for me was for the way I was, if because your family, I hate this season in this country because for me it represents nothing that I know
Yeah.
apart
It's
from
different.
gifting that I see. But for me, Christmas back home was about cleansing. And when I talk of cleansing from the physical to the spiritual, because our homes were clean, carpets I cannot forget. We cleaned, those carpets were washed, the walls were clean, sparkling, the blinds were brought down, every lover was shiny.
I remember.
That
And
is the
again,
Christmas
when
I
you're coming
know.
for the, how do you call it? The first term holidays, right? First term
Yes,
holiday, you just have to know in your head that there's going to be a ton of cleaning.
cleaning. Yes, that is a Christmas I know. If anybody can relate in this, watching this, let me know because the Christmas I see out here from the first Christmas I had in this country, I was telling like I hate this social pressure. I hate it. I hate it. So this Christmas in particular, I'm not giving anybody anything. I say I'm gifting for birthdays right now because I'm not
Ganja.
going to be pushed with this pressure in this country. I will not. And if you're out there also feeling that, don't let anybody push you. Don't push yourself and go beyond your limit to do what you
These are the
cannot do.
people who don't want to give
Yeah.
me gifts. You see?
Yes.
And she even says it on the live show.
Yes. I am not doing
Even
that.
though
And
she
I don't
knows
want
I'm
any.
expecting gifts.
Yes. I
Yeah,
am
and
not.
that is true. Again, you just brought something to mind that I remember growing up how we looked at Christmas when we know that hey, you have this 2 week holiday. And if you relate with this, if this is something that was common in your home too, please let us know. Because we had a tendency to it was just lore. Like all the walls of the house. When they say walls of the house, how many of you actually did that in your homes? Because our father's house had oil paint, so the oil paint it's a paint that you can actually wash. So we'll go around all the louvers. You remember like the glass louvers and all of that. Every blind is down. We wash all of those louvers. The window blinds are down. The carpet. But remember, you have like Omo and a brush, Omo water and a brush. On your knees, we are scrubbing the carpets. And we do all of that. So we do all of that, the cleaning. Then the few days before Christmas, the cooking starts. Then the house starts smelling like chin chin. You
Ching
start
ching
smelling
and
chin chin.
cake.
You start smelling cake. You start getting all of those beautiful smells around house. And again, rice. Did I see somebody say rice and stew? Rice
Of
and stew
course.
was the norm. Yes, LG.
Yes. And like talking about rice and stew, like just for fun, which of you had different parts? Because in our home, when a chicken was killed, everybody was accustomed to a particular body part of that chicken. We had that. Remember that? Somebody People had the head,
Yes,
the
the own
legs,
part.
the neck. Yeah,
Ice,
we
what was your
like.
part?
I think I had the hair or the leg. I don't know.
No,
I
you
know
were
you
the
guys did
neck.
the
Sandrine
neck.
had the head, and I had
Yes,
mine was the feather. So the feather, the wing. Sorry,
the wings.
mine
Yeah.
was the wing. I know that
So
Sandrine used to eat the head, and there was something again because she growing up she was the smart one.
is
She's
that
not
the one
smarter
she's
than me now.
is that why
But
she's so smart or something? I don't know.
yes, but mine was the wing, and Sandrine used to eat the head. And again, I would say that the reason she was more intelligent than me then, because she is not now, was because she was eating the brain of the chicken.
Yeah.
Yes. How many of you? Yes. LG says yes. So yes, that was a very common thing when they kill a chicken. Everybody in the family has the part that they get to eat, and
Yep.
man, Christmas at home, it just feels different. The smell of chicken, the smell of chin chin around the house, the cake has been baked, all of those things, and it still brings me some of those memories of the kind of things I did as a kid, because of course. So when our mom would fry like the chicken, when the chicken is fried, let's say they do it the day before, she's definitely not going to keep it in the kitchen or stand it somewhere that is accessible because it's going to it's going to get finished. We grew up in a
Yeah.
really big house with a lot of people, and you cannot
That
trust
ate
that
a
you will
lot.
just go and put fried chicken on top of a slab in the kitchen and leave it there overnight. You will not see anything in the morning. I trust you.
Human
So
bodies will be walking around the
oh
night night.
yes, people will have ghosts at night eating chicken. So what happened was she will put it in a bowl and put in her room because she knows that nobody will can access it. Nobody will come there since she's there. But guess what? I still had my ways of doing stuff, and God, oh my God!
Yeah,
I
you were
remember there
trapped
was
by
a day
gum. Yeah.
that I went in to do one of my stuff. Again, it was I really felt like eating chicken, and again, I know that they'll say, "Hey, you can't have it now. You'll put it in the food." And I sneak into my mom's room to steal a piece, and I get caught by this rat glue. So you know how, so because you know what rats will do, right? They will follow up because they put food in the room. You always have rats going in there. So she had rats in her room at the time. So we have this rat glue to trap this rat. And behold, Solange goes in there and is caught by a rat glue. And so I just became one of the rats. And that's something that has lived with me forever. I take the comments. I see LG.
Let
Um,
me see. I'm struggling with the comments. They are not coming to
okay,
me.
so he says, someone said something which I also believe is we had more fun when we were kids because someone else was paying.
Of course, of
Because
course.
someone else was paying for. But I
Christmas clothes, yes. I was
yeah,
traumatized
that's
by
true.
those. And I, yeah,
I
Christmas
think that's
clothes.
true.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
someone else was paying. I was traumatized by with that because you go to school and you come back during the first term holidays and they're just like everything was dependent on your result. And if you're not doing well, they're like, "Oh, you don't have a Christmas dress."
oh yeah, depending on the results, right? Depending on
Yeah.
what you how you performed at
And you'll be
school.
traumatized the whole day till the morning of the Christmas where they'll remove it and give it to you like, take. I'm like, why this is traumatizing. Just give me my stuff. Let me just be happy like a week before. No, it's that day. And you don't even know that hey, there's a second one that is gonna you're gonna put it out for the new year. So we had new Christmas and New Year dresses that they'll give you the Christmas one, the morning of the Christmas, like this, it's finished. There's nothing more. And
Right?
I don't know why, as kids, we believed them every time they said that, every Christmas that happened. And we believed that, hey, because you did not do what I asked you to do,
You're not
you're
getting
not
it.
getting that dress. So
Yeah.
it's
And Christmas dress was something that was big for us, right?
was big.
Again, I don't see that a lot here. I don't see again with my own kid, it's not like a mouse. It's not something that she's very um like she's not it's not something that is very important to her, but she has a crazy wish list, gift list like her mom. But Christmas dress for us at that time, remember our cha-cha
It was big.
gowns?
Yes, it
Sometimes you
was
wear
big.
it to church and you realize another family, another child has the same
It's
dress.
dress, yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, why did your mom have to buy the same dress like my mom? So
Yeah.
again, it's just the feeling of Christmas, how we celebrate Christmas back at home and how it is celebrated here. With all the things that are happening back home now, I really can only imagine and think of how the kids there are having it. But I bet in some way or form, even with the little that they might have, they are still having fun. Because truth be told, Christmas back home was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It's
You
it's
know how
it's
when you eat in
nothing.
your house, you go to other houses.
See, and just eat, and at the end of the day, they'll have to apply palm oil in your stomach so that it can help you breathe well. And I don't know how palm oil affects your bowels, but then
But yeah, it was
it's
fun because you get to eat at home. Again, everybody will eat after church. We all eat. Then it's time now to take the popcorn, and we're going to different houses,
houses
to the
and
neighbors'
just
houses to go eat and stuff. And it's just a different kind of feeling. It's just a whole different kind of feeling.
that is a Christmas I want. I don't want the crazy Christmas with
The big
a
Christmas
shopping.
thing here is the meal, right? Remember that again for us here in Nashville. I think what we did last year. I don't know if this year I'm going to do that. We had our gift opening together and spend the Christmas day together with food and stuff. So I think the eating part still happens just like back home. There is still the food, excuse me, the food eating together is still happening. But again, I just feel like the prep and everything else is it's just different. It's just
Yeah,
different. Then
it's different.
we're too tied up with the gifting, like buying gifts for this. I think at the beginning of December, when I spoke to Charlene and I think it was you, we said we're not going to do gifts this year. Yeah,
Yeah. But you guys went ahead and you did it. I'm not still doing
yeah,
it
because
because
Geraldine started. So if Geraldine
yeah,
started it, there was no way to. I think I wish she was on that call to realize to really get to that we had planned not to do gifts, but since she started it, there was no way we just had to
yeah,
align.
I still pass because it's people might think I don't just want a gift, but for me, I feel like there is n- when something is not really done, I might just be different. When something is not, I don't see the meaning of it, and I feel like it's pressure because of the societal pressure. I don't because you see people at the when you go to the shopping malls, they feel I just people I feel like they're just struggling, like buying
Yeah,
things. I'm not sure. So I have
yeah,
that
and
feeling.
again,
It's
as
my personal perspective. So
yeah,
so
and Will says something. He's like the way gifting has been made in the US in particular. The kids are so entitled.
yeah,
They feel they're so entitled, and they have such again within family and anybody that is in my personal contact. I'm sure some of you might have seen what Haley had as her wish list. You see the beautiful presentation that this 12-year-old put together. It was amazing. When I spoke to it, when I talk about it and my job, so we just had like a team connect, and I was talking about it, and my manager was like, Solange, I want to see that. If you see how beautifully she put this presentation, she said she used Google Slides and something to build it, right? So looking at that thing, I'm amazed with the fact that she can put stuff like that, something like that together. But if you go into it, the gifts, the things that she puts on there, if we have to buy everything that she listed on that thing, it's not going to cost us less than 3 grand or four even. And so when I put it on my status, somebody says, "Is she trying to open a store?" Or something.
yeah. When I saw the video, I didn't really. When I saw that video, I didn't think about the gift. I thought about how she's preparing herself to be a good presenter. That is all I saw. I did not because for me, those things on the slides, I don't care about those. For I saw something else. She is preparing herself to be a good public speaker, to be able to present well in public. That is what I saw. Organization of thoughts, and that is what I saw. Every other thing, I did not see it.
Yeah, and again, one of the
So
questions I asked when I put that up was like, is every kid her age, like other parents, are these the kinds of things that are your children taking this Christmas wish list as serious as mine is? Right? Are they, is every household going through that pressure, as you call, yes, it is a social pressure, whether we like it or not, it is,
yeah,
right? I pick and choose what I want to buy on there. But again, but she that entitlement, like, oh, mommy, I know you have a big family. I'm not telling you to buy these things alone. My aunties, my uncles, and your friends love me. That's what she always said. Your friends love me. Even after I put it on my status, a couple of people cash up me and said, hey, not even for the gifts, but I'm paying her for the presentation. So like three people said how money. Like that is her money for the presentation, not even for the gift. Because I think the only gift that showed on her presentation was the iPad, which of course, even if I'm buying her iPad is because I think she needs it, not because she wishes for something like that for Christmas. Right. So again, it's just the differences in Christmas. You remember when we're back home, you get your Dolo baby. When you get a gift, you get that tiny little thing that was like 1,500, 2,000 francs, which was even still luxury. But these days, kids want outrageous things. Their demands are
Your
so
dollar baby.
different, and Christmas just feels different. And again, I think I was with you and Geraldine the other day, and we're just like, hey, this seems to be a cultural thing. I think this is it is very African based. And if I don't know, I know I'm close to a Caucasian family, but they don't do this big for Christmas. They are not like crazy. They'll buy gifts, yes,
Cards. They do cards.
but not anything very crazy. Like
Mm.
again, it's just it's just I think it's our cultural it's our thing. It's an African thing, I think so. That's my perspective though. I
Yep.
know that they do gifts too, but the way we do it is just like the way we do our birthdays and our weddings and our stuff is just a
Yeah,
little bit
always
different
extra.
from the way other people do their stuff. But again, it's culturally based. I wouldn't lie to you. It's because we eat a lot, we dance a lot. If somebody comes to, if we go to Murfreesboro, that's LG, he's the big host of all our dancing events. If you come there on a regular day, that maybe it's just someone's party or we did, and you see how we enjoy ourselves, another person will be like, huh? Are you both serious? Is this all of this dancing just for a child's baptism? So you see that enjoyment, enjoying ourselves, dancing, eating and drinking and laughing, it's actually it's part of us culturally. And again, it's just what levels you can do it. Because what we do, all those dancing that we do as family, some people ask you if you've won the lottery.
Yeah,
It's-
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so again, we clocked 47, and yeah, we do appreciate. What about Christmas clothes? Yeah, okay, LG talk brought that up again already. And yeah, we all bought Christmas clothes. I used to buy Christmas clothes for myself until even when I came to the US, every Christmas I bought a dress for myself. I think just last year and this year, I didn't get to do that, but I've always done that. I've always bought a dress for myself. So, Leo, yes, Christmas clothes from Cameroon to myself. I still buy it. Just last year and this year, maybe I'm a big girl now. I did not do that. So,
Yep. So we hit we're at 47.
mhm.
I just want to thank everybody who was online today and who shared your thoughts. And really, reality is going to hit at some point, and life is going to humble you. No matter how it happens, pick the lessons and send every other thing to the trash and just keep pushing. And Merry Christmas to you all, and a very Happy New Year. Set those resolutions no matter what people say. Hey, every year you set a resolution and
That's
you don't
right.
make it. Keep doing it, because just resetting it is a goal that you've achieved. So
Yeah.
that's very important. So,
Yeah.
um, I wish you a very happy new year, and I hope that we start the new year with some kind of, with a different kind of look, which is more of gratitude and just grateful for the things that we have and things done and undone. So, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much. It was definitely a nice chit chat show. Nothing specific. Again, the whole idea was just to talk about those situations in life that will humble us and maybe throw a little light on Christmas, which is again around the corner. And again, just as I said, throwing some more water on that, sometimes we just want to we might not achieve all the things that we set for ourselves. Like 2022 is coming to an end. There are a ton of things that, for example, I did start setting for myself since 2021. Even 2020 until date, is still some of those things are not achieved yet. But does it mean that I cannot do it? No. So I just be grateful. Just find time and find the means. However way we all listen to Labil, be grateful in your own way, however you want to be. Gratefulness can be shown in a variety of ways. However, you choose to be grateful, just do it. And for the things that you're not able to achieve. It's okay. Just push them to the coming year and keep working on them because, as we always say, everything is a process. Life is a process, right? So just trust the process, keep doing what you're doing, and set goals, right? Even though we are telling you that life will humble you, set the goals. If you don't, as I said, you can achieve some of those goals. You can set a really huge goal and you tend just to achieve a quarter of that goal. But that quarter of that goal is something. You might not achieve it 100%, even if it's just 25%, it is something. It is better than not setting a goal. So it's better to set a goal and not achieve it 100% than not to set a goal at all. Set a goal and achieve it 25, 50, 75%. It still means something. It
Yeah.
changes something. So we do wish you a very, very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year because this is a season of joy. As I say, Jesus is the reason for this season. And so hopefully you find joy, find happiness, and
Yep.
let's just keep celebrating and be grateful for where we are. And again, very grateful to those of you who are able to come and sit here and watch us chat and rant and just talk about different things. We appreciate you. Hopefully, you're either slicing your carrots for your jollof rice or mixing your ching ching to fry, or maybe you're mixing some of those things that Ice is drinking now just to get the spirit of Christmas going. And also remember to forgive those who hurt you. Try not to carry pain of 2022 or the hurt of 2022 into 2023. Do everything possible to get into the next year with a peaceful and a happy heart because it just makes your life better. Thank you so much, Sandrine. Merry Christmas to you as well. And to you all watching, Merry Christmas.
Until next time, see you 2023. God bless you all. And it was fun as usual.
Oh,
Have a great
Charlene,
time.
Will says we should do a Christmas giveaway. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
coming.
on New Year's Day, we'll do a giveaway. Somebody
Oh,
actually offered that. Somebody offered to send me $50 so I can do a giveaway. And I was like, giveaway, who should win the giveaway? Wills wants to win the giveaway. Yes. Yeah, somebody actually offered a giveaway for New Year. I think the person said New Year, not Christmas. So maybe next week we'll have a small giveaway for. However, we'll talk about how we want to do that. But there is going to be a giveaway next Sunday, and whether Saturday or Sunday, whichever day we choose to do the show. But we're going to have to give away something. So hopefully, my lights say bye.
bye.
Yes.
Have fun.
Thank you so much. Charlene, we're expecting your contribution for the giveaway. Merry Christmas. Bye bye.